Alrighty then.
No hassle.
No hassle. Yeah. I called 811. First I called 211. That's the Toronto number to call to see if there's a 1-800 Ask a Nurse. And they told me that's 811. So I didn't get to talk to a nurse, but I did talk to someone I thought was a nurse who wasn't a nurse. And the nurse, or someone, will call me within the next 3 hours. Or not. Anyway, Dr. Asarani, I believe his name is Muhammad, but I'm not sure. Somebody asked me, of course. Was first in primary and alone out there. I did slip in I know that people are aware that most likely I have a dead fetus inside me. But anyway, I said, I had x-rays. This was recorded because I said that I would want to give information and take a survey or whatever. And the best part about me was when they asked for my postal code, I did not give it. Mostly because, given their lack of judgment, they'll break down my door and assault me and batter me and send me to the mental ward. And I'm hoping to avoid that. I literally, figuratively, please believe it. Certainly makes some sense. I explained to the female on the phone that I have not sexed for 7 years, and that I did pass some tissue, some dead tissue, and God bless you too, of course. And then that I had my pap smear, and that everything came out A-OK, and Dr. Asarani was first in primary, and the x-rays were taken at CAMH. So, and I've been to the emergency room at St. Michael's. This is St. Jamestown, and St. Michael's is the nearest emergency room. And I swear to God, if I went there and told them this, that they would just sit me in a chair, and then I'd, be in a lot of pain, and then I'd fucking go home. I'd take a chapter from Anna's book, my daughter, and just say, look, you're losers. You don't see a good thing when, you don't know a good thing when you see it. And you're fucking losers, whatever. You got high priorities for rich people who have money. If I take a cab to St. Michael's, then I'm a high priority because I've got money and wealth. If I take an ambulance and pay for it, pay more for the ambulance, then I'm lower class and undeserving pretty much. But in my files, clearly, that I'm just jonesing for drugs. That's the only thing I can think. And here is the chapter from Canadian Healthcare. Although I have asked in conversation recently about lawyers, which has something to do with the law, how does a person who is qualified to have a free attorney get a free attorney in the United States? You get your attorney and you get your day in court. Here in Canada, you gotta beg people, kiss their ass, shove, do whatever you can. Most people would self-deprecate. I don't really do that, whatever. Whatever it is you gotta do, and then you get the worst lawyer of all time anyway, but, you get what you pay for. Here in Canada, I'm 60 years old. Just fertile, way fertile. It could be something to do with Mercury and biting a thermometer when I was 7 years old and just, being very fertile. I mean, one thing about mercury is in my system is that, that sperm, whatever, that? Well, what if it had a preservative or just stuck around for a while? Or I was fertile. Anyway, I probably still am. I've explained to Dr. Towes, Touwes. I've explained to the nurse practitioner that I have parasitic infection. She showed me x-rays that cannot possibly be mine. She did give me, when I had COVID, when I came back positive for COVID-2 or whatever it is, that I got the one pill medication that was a huge headache, killing parasites. And her backsided comment was, I can give you that. And I welcomed it. Then I was well and whatever. I was still in my room in CAMH for a long time. With other people just doing whatever they do. Because, they said, stay in your room. And so I did. Other people just did whatever they did. Because, I'm non-compliant. That's the story anyway. So anyway, it's written record, of course. The x-rays alone would indicate that I'm sure I had x-rays of, I don't know the numbers of the spine, my neck, my upper back, my lower back. My foot was x-rayed before, but I have a compression fracture of my right toe. Clearly, people are aware of this. But stupid girl garbage, Is Canadian healthcare only that, it must be. Talking about being from the USA and not going back to the USA and, being dead. People high-fiving or whatever. Not all people, but plenty of people high-fiving. In the U.S., this would not be happening. Here, there might not even be a tribunal, inquest or whatever. And, I am afforded, apparently, what is allowable at my age group in healthcare, and that's it. And now I have a diagnosis of COPD. And technically, that will kill me, of course. Because no one gives me the time of day anyway. It's fine. Just fine. I do have to wonder if I just take a chapter from my daughter Anna's book and just, say, okay, done deal. You killed me, I'm dead. She was 33, and I'm mature. I'm 60 years old, and I'm figuring, well, my problem is that I have some money, I have some stuff and junk, and, my worldly possessions and all of that. I have no heir, and I would have my nephew, William, be my heir. And, I cannot do that. And then my mother gets all my money. Because she's evil, and that's that then.